A wide African plain, a baby elephant sits alone, crying. 6 hyenas circle closer, their laughter slicing the silence. No herd. No mother, no escape. Just when hope feels impossible. Something unexpected steps out of the grass on the endless African plain. A baby elephant sits alone, crying. Dust clings to its skin. 6 hyenas circle slowly, their eerie laughter cutting the air. No mother answers. No herd appears. Fear thickens. And just as danger closes in, something stirs beyond the grass, watching, waiting, ready to strike. The baby elephant had not always been alone. Hours earlier, it had walked safely between massive legs, its small trunk brushing against familiar skin as the herd moved across the savannah. Then came the confusion, dust rising, distant calls, the thunder of many feet. In the chaos, the calf stumbled. When it stood again, the world felt suddenly too wide and terrifyingly quiet. Now it sat in the open, its short legs trembling, ears flapping nervously. Each breath came fast and uneven. The calf lifted its trunk and cried out, a high, desperate sound meant for its mother. The wind carried the call across the grasslands, but no answer returned. Only silence. Only space. The sun pressed down mercilessly, warming the dry earth beneath its body. Hunger gnawed softly, but fear was stronger. The calf tried to stand, wobbling, then collapsed again, too weak and too frightened to move far. Its small eyes searched every direction, hoping to spot a familiar shape, one towering figure that meant safety, but the savannah offered no comfort. Just endless grass, scattered trees, and the distant hum of life that did not care. Instinct told the calf to stay still, to conserve strength, to wait. Yet every passing moment felt heavier, lonelier. Somewhere deep inside, the baby elephant knew one terrible truth: it was vulnerable, and in this land, vulnerability never went unnoticed. The hyenas appeared one by one, emerging from the tall grass like shadows given form. At first they kept their distance, pacing slowly, heads low, eyes fixed on the small figure at the center. Their spotted coats blended perfectly with the dry earth, making them seem almost unreal until their laughter broke the silence. It was a chilling sound, sharp, mocking, confident. The pack began to circle, each hyena reading the other's movements with practiced ease. They were not rushing. They didn't need to. Time was on their side. Every step they took was deliberate, calculated, testing the calf's strength, measuring its fear. Occasionally, one would dart forward, only to pull back again, enjoying the reaction. The baby elephant stiffened. Its ears spread wide, trying to look bigger than it was. The trunk lifted and swung wildly, a clumsy warning meant to scare them away. But the hyenas only seemed more intrigued. Their mouths opened slightly, teeth catching the sunlight, breath coming quick with anticipation. Dust rose as they moved closer. The circle tightened. Escape routes vanished. The calf tried to turn to face them all, but there were too many. Wherever it looked, another pair of eyes stared back. The laughter grew louder, echoing across the plain like a cruel countdown. The hyenas knew what the calf did not: that fear weakens. Hesitation invites attack, and loneliness is the deadliest condition of all. With each passing second, the savannah felt smaller, the air heavier. And the predators waited, patient and certain, for the moment the baby elephant would finally break. The baby elephant let out another cry, louder this time, its voice cracking with desperation. It tried to push itself up, tiny legs digging into the dirt, muscles trembling under its own weight. For a brief moment it stood unstable, swaying, then collapsed back onto the ground with a dull thud. Dust burst into the air, hanging like a final warning. The hyenas reacted instantly. A few stepped closer. Not running. Not yet. Their laughter sharpened, filling the space where hope had once lived. One hyena lowered its head, eyes locked on the calf's shaking body, testing how close it could get without resistance. Another circled behind, cutting off what little space remained. The calf's ears flapped wildly now. Its trunk curled inward, then stretched outward again, searching for something, anything to hold on to. Tears welled in its small eyes as panic took over. Every instinct screamed danger, but its body refused to obey. It was too young, too tired. Too alone, the ground felt cold despite the sun. The grass offered no cover. The world had reduced itself to snarling faces and snapping jaws. The calf cried again, a broken sound filled with fear and longing, as if calling not just for its mother, but for the universe itself to notice. For a heartbeat, everything slowed. The hyenas paused, muscles tense, ready. This was the moment they had waited for, the moment when the fight drained away, when survival tipped into surrender. The savannah held its breath. It seemed impossible that help could arrive now. No footsteps thundered. No shadows fell. Just a helpless baby elephant, surrounded, exhausted, and standing at the edge of something irreversible. Then, without warning, the ground began to tremble. At first, the hyenas froze, their laughter cutting off mid-sound. Ears twitched. Heads lifted. From somewhere beyond the tall grass came a deep, thunderous rumble, low, powerful, impossible to ignore. The earth itself seemed to answer. A massive shadow burst into view. An adult elephant charged forward, ears flared wide, trunk raised high, letting out a roar that ripped through the savannah like a storm. Behind her, more shapes followed, towering bodies moving as one. The herd had returned. Panic flashed across the hyenas' faces. Confidence shattered instantly. What had been hunters moments ago now scattered, backing away, then turning to run. Dust exploded beneath their paws as they fled in every direction. Their mocking laughter replaced by silence and fear. The lead elephant did not slow. She slammed her feet into the ground, shaking it with raw force, making sure the threat was gone. Only when the last hyena disappeared into the distance did she stop. She turned toward the baby. The calf lifted its head, eyes wide, disbelief washing over fear. With a weak cry, it pushed itself forward. The massive elephant rushed to meet it, lowering her trunk gently, wrapping it around the calf's small body, pulling it close. Other herd members closed in, forming a protective wall of strength and warmth. The savannah felt different now, safer, calmer. Where moments ago there had been helplessness and terror, there was now power, unity, and love. The baby elephant leaned into its family, finally safe. As the herd stood, tall, silent proof that even in the wild, rescue can arrive at the very last moment. The dust slowly settled, and with it the fear that had gripped the plain. The baby elephant stood quietly now, pressed against its mother's leg, feeling the steady rhythm of her presence. Each gentle touch of her trunk seemed to erase the terror of moments before. The world no longer felt vast and empty. It felt whole again. Around them, the herd remained close. Massive bodies formed a living shield, ears relaxed, eyes alert. They lingered, not in haste, as if reminding the savannah that this calf was not alone, not now, not ever. The wind moved softly through the grass, carrying away the echoes of danger. The baby elephant took a tentative step, then another. Its strength slowly returned, confidence rebuilding with every breath. Where fear had once frozen its body, warmth now filled its chest. The cries had stopped. In their place was calm. As the herd finally began to move, the calf walked safely among them, disappearing into the rhythm of many footsteps. From a distance, it looked small, almost fragile, but protected by something far greater than size or power. It was protected by family. In the wild, survival is never guaranteed. Danger waits patiently, and weakness is often tested. But this moment proves something deeper. Even when hope feels lost, even when silence answers every cry, rescue can still come, sometimes louder, stronger, and closer than expected. The savannah returned to its quiet balance, as if nothing extraordinary had happened. But one thing had changed forever. A baby elephant had learned the meaning of safety, and the timeless truth that in the darkest moments, you are never truly alone when you belong to something greater than yourself.